Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Dedeker, let's start with you this week. How are you doing?
I'm good. Whenever the intro music starts up and we start dancing, I feel kind of like a Muppet. Because I'm just like on this little webcam screen, so I'm kind of puppet-like in that you can only see a portion of my body, and then I feel like I have to dance like a Muppet with a lot of like swaying and arm flailing and things like
Someone
that.
is controlling you from the bottom, just like mupping you. Yeah.
Story of my life. I'm feeling pretty good though. It's still cold out here in the Midwest. That's not going to change for a while, but I'm very happy to be here to read the Bible.
Heck yes. Yeah. How are you, Jace?
Yeah, this was one of those weeks where I'm just really glad it's finally Thursday. It's just kind of, I don't know what it is. It hasn't even been like a bad week. I've just needed drinks and Bible. TGIT. Or TGIB. TGI, thank God it's Bible study. TGI.
Okay, that's good. There's more TGIDBS.
TGIBS, yeah.
Tigids.
Yeah, that's good.
It's Tugibids.
There you go.
I'm very excited because I think I see some new people showing up to our live stream, which is great. That means
we've had great audiences recently.
Yeah, some of you have been listening to the first rule of Fight Club, DBS, which is to go tell people about DBS and then bring them to the live show. It's wonderful.
Heck yes. No, it's wonderful. Thank you all for being here. I just got back from Tucson where it was snowing. It was freezing, but it was really gorgeous. But I drove and, I was very socially distanced and stayed very safe, but I was visiting my mom for her birthday. Shout out, Mom. Hi. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
A couple
Sherry.
days late. Yes. But on the road, I saw so many different signs about Jesus. They were just like signs for Jesus. And so many of them, like the most prominent ones that I saw were of a guy who looked like the thinker. He like had his head in his hands or like this, or he was just really upset. And all of them said like confused or feeling down or like something along those lines, or like perplexed. Jesus has the answer. And then it was like 1-800-TRUTH or like find God or like find him.
I think I've seen the one you're talking about.
I've seen it.
It's that series of billboards.
Yeah, exactly. There were a ton of them on the way to Tucson and leaving. So yeah, has anyone called that number? Like, what do they tell you?
You have to bear in mind that this is a little bit of a controversial, take on it, I guess, but there's a fair amount of evangelism that does rely on kind of catching you at the right moment.
Okay.
And kind of catching you when maybe you're perhaps more vulnerable
Confused,
than you might
blue.
Otherwise be. Yes.
Like it says.
Exactly. And so for some people, that's great. I think if that is the thing that helps them turn their life around, for other people, it's maybe a little predatory. I don't know. So I think that's kind of the whole thing, is that you just kind of try to do some market penetration and some brand awareness with Jesus.
Well, yeah, and I didn't realize, like, I said to my mom when I got to Tucson, I was like, there's so many Jesus posters or Jesus billboards around. But then as I was driving to LA, on the highway, I saw like a Jesus is God or whatever thing as well. So I'm like, wait a minute, they're here
everywhere
in LA as well.
Yeah.
I just don't notice them as much because there's more crap in LA. There's like more to look at, I think. Less
There's
to look at
definitely,
in Tucson.
Now there's like 2 billion billboards for dispensaries in Los Angeles.
That's
true.
The
real
pot is
market.
God. Like
Yes.
that's what's there instead.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it was just interesting, but I'm glad that I'm sure that all y'all have seen these.
It's definitely the
around.
kind of thing. I mean, when I was living in LA, also had an 8-hour drive to go to my hometown to visit my mom, and it's
north instead of south. Yeah,
I guess it's some kind of funny thing about long drives. You're driving through some rural communities and long stretches. You don't have a lot to look at, and I always do notice there's always some kind of Jesus-y sign
for
up
sure.
and about.
Yeah, one of my favorites that actually is one that I remember from LA was just a black billboard with white text. This is a series. There's lots like it. But this one said, like, have you read my best-selling book? Like -God, as if it's like a quote from God. It's cute.
It is a bestseller. Yeah.
However, it is a little bit misleading that it was written by God. But what I really like, though, is I envisioned, based on what we've been reading, if there was one that was like a picture of someone who's like clearly on drugs or maybe smoking a lot of pot, and it says like, have you read my best-selling book, Isaiah? And it's just
Oh, see, that's good.
They've got some open packages of Fig Newtons all
Right.
scattered across the ground.
Yeah.
and maybe in the background people are like on fire running around, or just
Yes.
any of the weird
I love
imagery that
it.
we've come across so far.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man! Speaking of, do you remember anything
Yeah.
of what Isaiah talked about last time?
Not really. I've been like I've driven for 16 hours between the last time, now and the last time that we did this. So I think it was a lot of stuff, a lot of
It's all been
crazy
scrubbed
fun
from your brain.
stuff. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what I do remember last time is we got into some of the lyrics of Handel's Messiah.
Oh yeah.
The Prince of Peace, Wonderful Counselor, Almighty God, government on his shoulders. Can't forget that.
Yes.
Shoulder government.
Wait, did the prophecy didn't happen here? That was in the episode prior, right?
No, that was in this one too.
He's kind of reiterating
Well,
some
yeah,
prophecies.
you're right.
Oh,
That
okay.
was you're right. That was 2 episodes ago, but then last episode we also got the "For unto us a child is born," which is the one that
Yes.
leads into that government being on his shoulder and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is really funny to me.
So that's
Just
happened.
that visual. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, who knows what's going to happen today? More Isaiah being on drugs, just like rapping or something. It's going to be fun.
Sounds great. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
All right. What are you two drinking?
Dedeker and I went to a store with my brother called. I always mix up the name. I think it's called the Wine Thief and Ale Jail.
That's it.
But every time I refer to it, I call it something different. It's like
Ale thief and wine jail.
or like wine,
wine
criminals
penitentiary
and beer barristers, or just all sorts of different things.
Cute. Okay.
But actually, Dedeker spotted this. So this is a sake, and the name of it is Otokoyama, which in Japanese, this first kanji means man, and the second one means mountain. So it's a
Mountain man. It's a man mountain.
man.
No, not a
mountain.
mountain man. A man.
It's a man mountain.
A man's mountain, just like a man's pen.
Exactly. It made
I
me think of
see.
Isaiah's
Okay, so-
man's pen. Yeah,
And so only men can climb that mountain.
apparently.
Or it's a mountain that men like to go and inhabit.
Or it's just
Okay.
a mountain
every mountain on
of
Earth.
men.
Yeah. Is it a mountain made with men? Only men?
It's like this is the natural result of its raining men. We end up with a man mountain.
It's the sequel to It's Raining Men.
I love it. Okay. Beautiful.
What about you,
All
Dedeker?
right.
We got
Yeah,
something
what-
fun
what
at the
is
store
that
for you.
Giant.
Oh, this
like,
is very
can.
exciting. This is very exciting.
Okay,
So
okay.
Sean, who is in the chat today, posted in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group about this beer that he has called Sweet Baby Jesus.
Oh,
and
my.
I was so excited because I also specifically picked out a Jesus-themed beer for today. So
Okay.
this is from Evil Twin Brewing, and it's called Even More Jesus.
Even
think-
more Jesus.
This one must be the sequel to Sean's beer.
Sweet baby
Now-
Jesus. And then even
Yeah,
more
so-
Jesus.
This is an imperial stout, and it's interesting. I just grabbed it purely based on the label, right? I was like, this is perfect. I'm going to get it. And then I cracked into it, and I realized, oh, what they mean by even more Jesus is they mean even more alcohol, because this thing is 12%.
Whoa. Wait, what kind? Is it a Belgian? Like, what's happening
Oh,
there?
it's a stout.
Oh, it's a stout. Okay.
Wow.
Goodness.
That's
So-
okay.
Yikes.
I only had like 4 sips, and I'm already feeling it. So it's going to be a wild ride today.
Yeah,
Okay.
going to be one of those days. I have a blueberry margarita. I had some fresh organic blueberries. Oh, and I just threw it on
on your
keyboard.
keyboard.
Whoops.
Good. It's good.
Good job. That's what happens when
fun.
you create a little mountain of blueberry men in your drink.
That is what happened. So yeah, this is fun. It has some orange bitters in there. It has about a quarter cup of fresh blueberries that I muddled, tequila, agave, and lime juice. And it's lovely.
Wow.
So
Love
yes,
that.
garbage grape juice, exactly. Probably,
Love that.
but it has
Let
a
me tell you,
beautiful
okay,
color.
if we ever launch our own wine, which, by the way, is a lot easier than you may think.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you almost did that.
I
once
almost
upon
did
a
that.
time.
I did almost launch my
I
own wine.
remember.
And I'm telling you, I mean, it's not the easiest process, but a lot easier than you may think. I think we got to call it like garbage grapes or something like that. Or maybe just call the wine garbage. That's good. It's provocative.
I don't.
What
that
if the
doesn't make me
winery
want
is
to
called-
drink it?
But it catches your eye, right?
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
it just says garbage. Just that's all it says. It's not pretty. Just garbage.
What if it's written in like beautiful cursive?
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh,
too.
that's fun. I like
That's
that.
even
Yeah.
better. Or maybe okay, no. Okay,
Garbage.
it's like it's a medieval illuminated manuscript.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
like beautiful,
Okay.
like peacock and paintings of monks around it, but it just says garbage. Yes,
Just
done.
garbage.
Okay,
Beautiful.
great, love it.
Yeah.
We're gonna
All
do
right,
the
well-
cocktail recipe book. We're gonna do the wine label.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, before it
Okay.
gets too late, we need to start reading this Bible.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what are we reading today?
All right, today we're continuing on in Isaiah with chapters 12 through 14. If you want to read along, you can go to drunkbiblestudy.com/read and type in Isaiah 12-14. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, it is Isaiah chapter 12. In that day you will say, I will give thanks to you, Yahweh, for though you were angry with me, your anger is turned away, and you comfort me. Behold, God is my salvation. I'm like, what day?
When did this happen?
Yeah, like which day are they referring to?
This is like some self-gaslighting about Yahweh.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's not even Yahweh having to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm a forgiving God, I'm a just God. It's like you just tell yourself that.
Yeah, you're going to tell yourself that. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm going back and checking.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
checking.
Okay,
And
thank you.
where we left off last time was this is when before this was about how bad everything's going to be, and then it was about that, you know, the mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, Counselor, Wonderful, the government on his shoulder, all this stuff. And remember the whole, like, the lion's going to lie with the lamb and the ox.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And they'll all be
Yes.
cool,
Okay.
and children are going to play with snakes, and they'll be fine.
Oh right, the babies and the asps.
Yeah.
How could I
Yeah,
forget?
I don't recommend that.
Right. So
two
this is
genders.
where
Do not
Yahweh's,
try at home.
Yahweh has now kind of made everything cool for them. So
Okay,
that's the
okay.
day he's talking about.
I see. So on that day, you will say, I will give thanks to you, Yahweh, for though you were angry with me, your anger has turned away, and you comfort me. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and will not be afraid, for Yahweh. What?
I'm sorry.
It's Y-A-W, capital Y, comma, Yahweh. So,
Yah-
like, is that
like-
Yahweh's nickname?
Is
Yeah.
his secret nickname this whole time?
Was
Yah-
Yah?
Oh, no, it's that Isaiah slipped up and started to call him by his nickname and then corrects it. He's like, right,
For Yah.
Yahweh?
There you go. Yeah. So, for Yahweh is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. Therefore, with joy you shall draw water out of the wells of salvation. In that day you will say, give thanks to Yahweh, call on his name, declare his doings among the peoples, proclaim that his name is exalted. Sing to Yahweh, for he has done excellent things. Let this be known in all the earth.
Wow.
Most excellent.
Most
Yes.
excellent.
Cry aloud and shout, you inhabitant of Zion, for great in the midst of you is the Holy One of Israel. Interesting. That's like God is within you. Or did I read that wrong?
I mean, that sounds like a very hippy-dippy interpretation, but I can get down with that.
Yeah. Wait,
I
you
read it-
inhabitant of Zion, for great in the midst of you. Oh, I see. Like maybe like he's like over there in the midst. Of
Yeah, I
you.
think he means like with the peoples, not inside of you, the individual, but like he's with you, the people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like not quite the kingdom of God is up in you. It's around you. It's near you.
Yeah.
Near
It's
you, hanging out next door, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There you go. Cute.
So that was
that's
a very short
that's it.
chapter. Wow.
Yeah.
okay.
6 verses. That's it.
Can I hit you just real quick with the message? Just the very
Yes,
last,
absolutely.
the very last 2 verses there. Says, sing praise songs to God. He's done it all. Let the whole earth know what he's done. Raise the roof.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Eugene.
They're thoroughly stamping this in the 90s.
Oh, I
No,
want
there
to
was-
just
Yes.
hold him to my bosom and just give him so many pats, so many loving pats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was in a show called The Wild Party by Andrew Lippa, and one of the songs is called Raise the Roof. And there's a lot of biblical references in that show that I probably would understand a lot more now.
So maybe Lippa
but yeah.
and Eugene Peterson were
Peterson.
kind of
They might have
on
been
the same
they might have been
wavelength
like
there.
friends. Exactly.
What an
So,
unlikely collaboration.
yeah.
oh my gosh. Yeah,
Seriously.
and see somebody in the chat, thank you Dan, is singing Let's Raise the Roof, Let's Make a Scene from The Wild Party. I love it. And that's exactly what Eugene is saying here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
You're right. Okay, so we decided that Emily's going to read some later as well to make up for having such a short chapter today. But for now, I'm going to take over with 13. Lucky 13.
Ooh.
Okay.
Here we go.
I feel like, okay, this starts by saying, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amoz, did see. I think we're kind of setting
Period.
up this is a new prophecy, maybe.
Yeah.
That-
Okay.
This might be kind of a section heading. We're like part 2, the burden of Babylon.
got it.
Kind of a thing.
Wow. So does that mean like all of that was just sort of one prophecy type thing? What we just got? Like the previous
there were-
12 chapters?
I think we've done this before in the book already, where we've kind of restarted on a new prophecy. We haven't really been keeping
Okay.
track, but that's my impression. So maybe this is actually like part 4 or 3 or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay. Set up an ensign on the bare mountain. Lift up the voice to them, wave the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my consecrated ones, yes, I have called my mighty men for my anger, even my proudly exulting ones.
What a collection of men.
So many men. A mountain of men, as it were.
You're right. It is a man mountain. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, as of a great people. The noise of a tumult of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts is mustering the hosts for the battle. Is this... Do you remember back in 2 Kings, there was something where the Assyrians or someone heard a loud cry as if there was a huge army out there and they all freaked out and ran?
Yes. That,
Is this
that,
that?
like auditory hallucination.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but sure.
Just trust us.
Okay. I trust you.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Great. Yeah, because he says the noise of a multitude in the mountains, as of a great people. I think this is.
Okay.
I think this might be referencing that thing
Good
that happened
callback.
before. Thank you. They come from a far country, from the uttermost part of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Wail, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. As destruction from the Almighty shall it come, and we're back. And
Yeah,
we're back.
the pendulum has swung back the other way.
So in Revelation, with all of the plagues and stuff, is that God's doing, or is it just whatever?
Boy,
Emily. Emily's obsession with Revelations.
Look there are multi-eyed angels. Okay, it's very exciting. I want
It
to
is
see
exciting.
these.
It is some very intense and colorful imagery that we don't quite get in other parts in the Bible, but you got to be patient.
I'm going to talk about it a lot more between here and the end of this show, I'm sure. But yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So now Yahweh's back in destruction mode. Possibly
Love
destruction mode, but on our side this time, not totally sure.
Oh, good.
I think
Maybe
we'll see.
we'll find out.
Therefore shall all hands be feeble, and every heart of man shall melt, and they shall be dismayed, pangs and sorrows shall take a hold of them, they shall be in pain as a woman in travail, as a woman in labor, they shall look in amazement one at another, their faces shall be faces of flame. Period.
Whoa,
And we're
okay,
back.
Okay, all right.
Like actual flaming
Back.
faces?
Yeah.
It's back. He loves those flame people.
Yeah, he loves flame people.
Wow. Well, women in travail. Guys look in travail like women are in travail and looking at each other. I'm pretty sure I saw a Try Guys video like that once on YouTube.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I mean, the Try Guys having the
like,
thing on their
simulated
abdomen.
labor, yes.
Yeah, and they were screaming a bunch.
Pretty sure they had some faces of flame.
Okay. Yeah. Or maybe to them, everyone else's faces looked like flames because they were in so much pain.
Okay, good.
Okay. Behold, the day of Yahweh comes, cruel, with wrath and fierce anger, to make the land a desolation and to destroy the sinners of it out of it.
It's
Okay.
out of just
Of
okay.
it, out of it.
Sure. Great.
Yeah. Out of the, yeah. Destroy the sinners of it out of it. Like that normal saying
Naturally.
that we all say. For the stars of the sky and the constellations of it shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cause its light to shine. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
The haughtiness of the terrible, man. Now with this, with the sun going out and the moon and the stars and everything going out, we are getting kind of adjacent to some Revelation-y
Yeah,
imagery.
you're right. It is a little bit. Okay.
Revelation-y imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to get... Okay. I will make a man more rare than
Out of
fine gold.
Oh.
I will also make a man out of you, Donny Osmond. Yes.
No, or wait, did he
It was
sing
Donny
that?
Osmond.
He actually
yes.
sang... He didn't voice the character, but he sang the songs for that character. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I love it. And wow, but he was also, Mulan is not biblical in any way, except for, I guess, what we just
not
sang.
in any way.
Not
But
even
I was
a
like,
little.
he also was Joseph. He was in another biblical
You're
thing.
like trying to make the conspiracy theory connections.
No, that wasn't it. No.
Okay.
Cool.
So I will make a man more rare than fine gold, even a man than the pure gold of Ophir.
Wait, he's going to make a golden man?
Oh, we've already been down this road with the golden cow, and we saw how that went.
I think this is Yahweh making it now. He's like, look, you made a golden god. I'll show you what it's like if I make a golden man that's better than you.
It's like Rocky Horror then, where in
Yes.
just 7 days I
yeah.
can make you a man.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Therefore, I will make the heavens to tremble, and the earth shall be shaken out of its place in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. It shall happen that as the chased roe, that's R-O-E, like fish eggs.
Yeah, like the little fishies.
Are you saying the chaste, like the non-promiscuous, or the chased, like people being
being
chased?
Like we chasing.
As the chased roe? As the chased give birth to a ton of tiny delicious eggs? What is... I'm sorry?
I think it's that the roe are being chased maybe by something. Let me
how
finish
can roe
the
be
They're
verse.
eggs. They're stationary.
eggs?
I know.
Yes.
It's okay. It shall happen that as the chased roe and as sheep that no man gathers, they shall turn every man to his own people and shall flee every man to his own land.
Wait,
People in
okay.
the chat are pointing out that a roe is
Yes.
a deer. That makes sense.
Doe a deer.
Roe,
a
Yes.
deer.
a deer.
In this case.
Is it actually?
Exactly.
Exactly. Everyone knows that time in the English language when we changed all our R's to D's, and it just confused everybody. But okay,
Yeah.
a roe, a chased roe,
A
and then
roe is
who? Sheep that nobody wants. What was it?
Sheep that no shepherd gathers. Yeah.
Okay.
That people will huddle with the few of their own kind and be in their own land. Okay.
And be sad about it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Everyone who is found shall be thrust through, and
my.
everyone who is taken shall fall by the sword. Yeah,
Do you
death and
remember that
destruction.
thing that happened in like Genesis where that guy got stabbed? Just like those two people got stabbed together through the genitals.
Yeah. Oh,
That was in
through the
Exodus. Or
genitals.
Leviticus, somewhere in there. Remember that? That was wild.
That was wild.
See, I thought you
Wow.
were talking about the part in, I think, Judges, where the guy is being chased by the really fast guy,
Oh.
and he stabs the butt end of his spear through the guy because he was
Oh,
running so
gosh.
fast.
Like through
Gosh.
the butt, right?
Oh man, let's
Was it
let's
through
just
the
take
butt?
a break. Can we do just a little break to do like top 10 impalements in the Bible? I would just
10.
love this.
I can't name 10, but
No, I
I'm
could,
sure
okay.
somebody could.
We've
Is
hit
that a thing
two.
that you-
We've hit two already.
Okay.
There was the
Guy who was on the toilet, right?
Oh,
Was
he
there
was-
a guy
Oh.
on a toilet?
Yes, you're right. He was like the fat guy who was on
Yeah.
the toilet who got stabbed through so far that like his fat enveloped the sword. Yes,
right
there was
that,
that one.
Paul McCartney
Yeah.
stabbed. Yeah.
Paul McCartney stabbed him.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
thinking
with the
of,
left-handed guitar. Yeah.
Yep.
thinking
And then
of the woman
in the
who-
tent.
Yes, who like hammered the tent spike through the guy's ear when
Yeah,
he came to
I
hide in
remember
her
that.
tent. That was good.
Uh-huh.
That's another good impalement. What else we
Yeah.
got?
Those are all the impalements I can think of at the moment.
Maybe that's it.
I'm impressed that we could even come up with that many just off the top of our heads.
There's been a lot.
Yeah, seriously.
And they were pretty impressive. Like, they were really intense moments in the Bible. So
Wasn't there also
we remembered them.
Who was it? What was his name? Was he a son of Solomon or Saul? Maybe the guy who got his hair caught in a tree.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
But he just got killed
Absalom?
with a bunch
Absalom,
of darts.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a bunch of darts killed him.
Well, that's kind of impalement.
Yeah,
that's,
I think
that's
that
like
counts.
miniature
Mini
impalements.
impalements. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Wow. Well done.
All right.
Oh, there's a lot of David almost getting impaled by Saul.
Oh yeah,
A
dodging
lot
the
of Saul
spear.
missing him
Yeah.
with the spear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember in Saul almost getting impaled by David when he was taking a dump?
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Wow, okay, this is
what
great.
a good listicle. I
Yeah.
love that. What a walk down memory lane.
That's like what? Yeah, we're gonna have like drunk Bible study the book, like top 10 impalements. Like it's just gonna be a bunch of lists
Oh,
and like
man.
honorable mentions.
Yeah.
These almost happened.
Yeah, almost stabbings in the Bible. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, so yes, everyone who's taken shall fall by the sword. Their
Cool.
infants also shall be dashed in pieces before their eyes. Their
Jeez.
houses shall be rifled, and their wives ravished.
Gracious.
Love that.
Behold, yeah,
This is-
love.
yeah.
Yahweh's a great
Yeah.
guy. Behold,
Yahweh loves killing everyone and,
And
in really
raping,
gruesome
yeah.
and awful
Yeah.
ways.
behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, who
The meaties?
the Medes,
Medes.
Medes.
Metis?
Medes. I will
Okay,
stir up the Medes against them, who shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows.
Why not?
I don't know. They're not into it. Their bows shall dash the young men in pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, or the fruit of the loom. Their eyes shall not spare children. Yeah. Love
Yeah.
baby killing.
Same thing. Yahweh loves baby killing
He
also.
loves yeah, and he gets all on that other god that loves baby killing and baby
Oh, and
eating.
Molech. Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
But
But
Yahweh
he's
loves
like, but
dangling it.
secretly he really likes it too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' pride, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So maybe this is Yahweh destroying our enemies, and so we're supposed to be stoked about all this baby killing.
We're stoked about the baby killing
No,
and dropping
no.
babies on the floor.
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
No.
Okay. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be lived in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Drink. That's been a long time.
Yes, it has to make an appearance.
Oh, I missed those days.
Oh, I know, that was a fun time.
Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall shepherds make their flocks to lie down there. But wild animals of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and ostriches shall dwell there, and wild goats.
On the way to Tucson, there's also an ostrich petting zoo.
Aw,
You can
that's
go and
great.
pet the ostriches.
Is it the ruins of the former kingdom of Babylon, actually, that you're driving past?
I don't think so in Tucson, Arizona, but
Wait,
but it's
Jace,
cool.
this is for real? There's ostriches? Ostriches are going to live there, and that's like a diss on Babylon?
Yeah. He's like really reaching for disses now. So, and ostriches shall dwell there, and wild goats shall dance there. Which is
Sounds like
so
a great
good.
place to be.
That's amazing.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. This is amazing.
I am loving this. This is my favorite part so far.
Yeah, for reals. Okay, last verse. Wolves shall cry in their castles, and jackals in the pleasant places, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged.
Whoa.
Who's she? Who her?
I think Babylon
miss
is
something?
the she now.
Also,
guess
when
so.
did
think-
wolves get castles?
I love that we've kind of entered into a sort of Chronicles of Narnia-esque
Yes.
fantasy world where, the armies
Mr.
of
Tumnus?
wolves. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
my
maybe he's the
goodness.
dancing goat.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Either C.S. Lewis was like really getting into Isaiah, or
I mean, he super was into
He
Bible
was
stuff.
into Bible stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah. Okay.
Right, I forgot
love
that
it.
James McAvoy played Mr. Tumnus. We cast
Oh.
James McAvoy yet?
No, we haven't.
Put
you
him
sure?
on the list.
I remember when I was a kid, I got these little like flashcards from my grandpa that were Bible verses. They'd have like the chapter and the verse on one side, and then the other side would be the verse.
How excited
What was
were you to get those
the
flashcards?
sword thing that Dedeker had talked about?
Sword drills.
Is that
Yes.
essentially what that is?
Not
On a
quite.
flashcard?
No, sword drills are like how quickly you can look up a Bible verse in the Bible.
But
But definitely, I know
what?
in my Christian upbringing and education, there was a big emphasis on memorizing Bible verses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could just go up to someone and be like, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12.
Exactly.
Well, you would say
Yes.
the actual verse. You wouldn't just give them
Blah, blah, blah,
the
blah,
address.
blah. God, Yahweh. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. Like that.
Right. Or you could be like in a courtroom drama or something,
Yeah.
and right as you're sticking it to them, you're like, and as it says in the good book in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 22, wolves shall cry in their castles. And everyone would just be like, what the heck are you talking about?
And ostriches shall live all up in their business.
I love the idea of putting together these flashcards for some of our favorite verses, like any kind of
Ooh.
raven or,
Yes.
the
That's
folded
good. That's
sheepies,
good.
maybe, like those kind of
Little sheepies.
hit
Apparently,
verses.
once upon a time, we talked about like a little hill and a big hill. I don't know. A friend of mine, it was way back in the day, and she said that she was cracking up about it for weeks. I have no idea what we said.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad we were funny. I don't
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah,
Have to-
exactly.
See if you can get her to tell you what episode it was, so we can
Okay.
add that to our list of Bible verses.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all, this is what I would call a very hot beer. At 12%, it really packs a punch right in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a punch in the mouth.
So
Okay.
you're relatively drunk right now.
I've been trying to pace myself. It's not that bad. I do think I paced myself a little too much. So that means I may have to catch up at the end here. So by the
So
end,
the bonus
perhaps.
episode's going to
You
be
got this.
rough.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. Okay.
It's going to be great. You're right.
Chapter 14, For Yahweh will have compassion on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the foreigner shall join himself with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Yes, good. Yes, correct. The peoples shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and for handmaids. Good. And they shall take them captive, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. I see. So he's setting up a little turn of the tables situation.
I see. Kind of a rags to riches comeuppance kind of story. Okay.
Yeah.
It shall happen in the day that Yahweh shall give you rest from your sorrow and from your trouble and from the hard service in which you were made to serve, that you shall take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers, who struck the peoples in wrath with a continual stroke, who ruled the nations in anger and with a persecution that none restrained.
What's this golden city? Babylon?
I think he's setting up that, like, he's going to turn the tables. The people who are oppressing you, you're going to turn around and oppress. The people who are enslaving you, you're going to turn around and enslave them. And not only that, you're going to get to come to them and rub it in their faces.
Okay.
Is this scene that he's laying out here.
Right. Okay. Got it.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yes, the fir trees rejoice at you. And the cedars of Lebanon saying, since you are laid low, no lumberjack is... Sorry.
Lumberjack?
Try that again.
Yeah. Since you are laid low, no lumberjack has come up against us.
Okay.
These cocky ass trees.
Wow.
Sheol from beneath is moved for you to meet you at your coming. It stirs up the dead for you, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall answer and tell you, are you also become weak as we? Are you become like us? Your pomp is brought down to Sheol, and the noise of your viols.
What's
like
a
the
viol?
viola? What's a viol? Jace, what's a viol?
It's a predecessor to a violin, basically.
Oh, it is.
What's a viola? Where do they fall in the timeline? Let's get back to drunk instrument study. I missed that.
In the timeline? What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean
I'm assuming
exactly?
the violin came first and then the viola
Well, I'm
later,
thinking-
but I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the timeline, which came first? The viol, the viola, or the violin? Which Pokemon are we talking about?
Probably the violin is the
Is the third
Pikachu.
evolution? I mean, the
You think that's the final evolution?
No, sorry. The peak. What is it? What's the mini Pikachu?
Pichu.
Right?
Is
Pikachu.
it Pichu?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Pichu.
It's the baby.
The
The one
baby's
that
Pichu.
zaps itself. And then the viola is the middle. And then the Raichu is going to be the
Violin.
cello.
Oh, where's the violin?
The Pikachu.
That's the Pikachu. Okay.
That's
Pikachu.
the
And then
final-
Pikachu is viola. And then Raichu is...
It's like an electric
Cello.
violin or something.
What?
An electric violin is,
Okay,
is
whatever.
Raichu.
Is that correct, Jace?
What? I mean, no. I mean, it's not Pokemon. I don't know how to answer that question. No.
See,
okay.
look.
yeah.
Daniel says violin and viola and cello all came from the viol family tree. So yes,
Yeah.
I was correct.
Yes. However, they're not like descendants of each other. It's not like the violin was an evolved form of the viola. Violists out there are super offended that you even suggested that.
Sorry,
'Cause they already
sorry.
get shit on enough. No. So the viol, also known as the viola da gamba or the gamba,
the gamba.
is this whole family of stringed instruments that looks kind of like a violin or a cello, except that it had 6 strings instead of 4 usually,
Whoa.
and that it had frets like a guitar.
Oh yeah, I see. It is like a guitar violin hybrid.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they
But
came
you
in
played
different.
it with a bow
Yeah, you played it with a bow, and they came in
Okay.
and
different
upright
sizes.
like a cello.
Well, they came in different sizes, but generally they were all played upright, like smaller cellos. And I don't think it was until a little
That's
later
adorable.
that we flipped around to playing them on our necks.
Chinnies.
Yeah, on our chinnies. Yeah.
No, I'm going to get back to the Bible, though.
Yeah, let's get back to
Okay.
the Bible.
Your pomp is brought down to Sheol, and the noise of your viols. The worm is spread under you, and the worms cover you.
Ew. That's like an
How-
episode of what was that episode? What was that thing with
Fear
Joe?
Factor?
Was Joe Rogan the main guy at that? Was that Joe Rogan?
I have no idea. I don't
that
think
was Joe
so.
Rogan.
Who was the host?
I need to get us back on
Are
track.
you sure? Okay. Okay.
How you are fallen from
It was.
heaven, day star, son of the morning.
Daystar. Ah.
What?
How you are cut down to the ground, who laid the nations low. You said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I
Wait,
will
heaven?
sit on. What?
Heaven
Yes,
is a
heaven.
thing. Okay.
Well, but
Here.
at this stage, heavens are just like the sky. It's
I'm
not
gonna
like the
go
place where you
into
go.
the sky.
Yeah, it's not just like where you
Cool.
go when you die quite yet at this stage
Okay.
of the writing.
John Michael
And
is
I will
saying that Daystar means Lucifer in Latin.
And Cornelius is
Oh.
saying that Joe Rogan did host Fear Factor. Thank you.
Okay, freaking okay.
Both
was
y'all,
right.
equally
I-
relevant.
Yes, well done, well done. I'm almost done with my section of this. Let me just get there.
sorry.
And I will sit on the mountain of congregation in the uttermost parts of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Yet you shall be brought down to Sheol, to the uttermost parts of the pit.
The North
Okay, Emily,
remembers.
take it.
Can I
Yes.
just please? I've been
Yeah,
waiting.
whatever. Yeah.
The message has some delightful things to say about this. Specifically, that thing about Sheol before,
Okay.
where it says, "And the underworld dead are all excited, preparing to welcome you when you come. Getting ready to greet you are the ghostly dead. All the famous names of earth, all the buried kings of the nations will stand up on their thrones with well-prepared speeches, royal invitations to death."
I didn't get any of that from what
Okay.
we just read.
Yeah. Okay, Eugene. Whatever.
Oh, and then here, this is their royal invitation to death is, "Now you are as nothing as we are. Make yourselves at home with us dead folks."
Okay.
Please,
Yep.
no gifts. Cocktails at 11.
Whatever you say. Oh my goodness. Wow. Am I at on verse 16?
Yep.
Okay, so Sheol pit, yeah. Those who see you shall gaze at you. They shall consider you, saying, "Is this the man who made the earth to tremble, who shook kingdoms, who made the world as a wilderness, and overthrew the cities of it, who didn't let loose his prisoners to their home?" Who are they talking about?
Yeah,
Just some guy?
Let me
You know,
check
I
the
think
message
it-
again.
I think it's Babylon again. Like,
Oh.
we're still painting this metaphor of Babylon being so high and so mighty and so powerful, and now they're
Okay.
just like in the crapper.
I think we're still actually in Sheol.
Yes.
So I think this is the other. Oh, I think this might be the other dead people who are like, "Wait, this is that guy, the one that did all the terrorizing and being shitty." I think that's what's happening.
All the kings of the nations, all of them, sleep in glory, everyone in his own house. But you are cast forth away from your tomb like an abominable branch, clothed with the slain, who are thrust through with the sword, another thrusting,
Love those thrustings.
who go down to the stones of the pit as a dead body trodden underfoot. Is that like
Aw,
a
man.
thing that happened a lot these days? Yikes.
I feel like I can't remember now if this was earlier in Isaiah or if this was in Second Kings, but there was some stuff about like digging up burial grounds and like tossing bones around, like disrespecting them. Does this ring any bells for
you're
either
right.
of you?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. It does. I do remember
Tossing
that.
them around.
Just tossing them around.
Jeez.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
You shall not be joined with them in burial, because you have destroyed your land. You have killed your people. The seed of evil doers shall not be named forever. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they not rise up and possess the earth and fill the surface of this world with cities. So we're gonna kill everyone? I don't know what's happening.
So I think it's like the wicked kings and then also their sons.
Whoa. Okay.
So
Okay. So
they
like
can't make
this
cities.
is all happening simultaneously with Second Kings?
Yes.
All the kings? Just Second Kings?
So Isaiah lived during
A while.
during a few of the kings toward the end of Second Kings.
Okay.
I don't remember now exactly because I've been drinking and I don't want to look it up.
Okay, cool. Got it. I will rise up against them, says Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon name and remnant, and son, says Yahweh.
It's one of those moments where he had
Son,
a brain
son.
fart. He's like, son, and that, and, you know,
Son.
the son, you know, the son.
Like a grandson? Like, what do they mean? Yeah, like what? I will also make it a possession for the porcupine in pools of water.
What a menagerie in this episode. Ostriches,
Yeah.
goats, wolves, porcupines.
Oh wow.
I will also make it a possession for the porcupine and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the broom of destruction, says Yahweh of hosts. I
That's
feel like that's
good.
something that you'd get in like a Dark Souls game, like the broom of
yes,
destruction.
broom of destruction. Yes.
Yeah,
It's got a
you
plus
know?
5 against.
Exactly.
It's like one of
Babylonians.
those items you only get if you were like in the pre-order for the game or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
DLC.
The message here says, "I'll make it a worthless swamp and give it as a prize to the hedgehog, and then I'll bulldoze it out of existence."
The hedgy piggy.
Which mostly seems
What?
like a terrible thing to do to this poor hedgehog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
that's not
so-
vegan.
That's so interesting that Eugene was like, I have to change something. I can't keep it as a porcupine. I need to leave my mark. It's got to be a hedgehog.
Right.
Eugene is making some weird choices today.
Now, he really is. Now, in the desert in this area, were there porcupines? Were there
Listen,
hedgehogs?
there's definitely not. Well, I don't think that there are porcupines in Arizona. That's the only desert I know of. Or are there? Are there?
I thought that
know.
porcupines and hedgehogs lived in more like woodland creature areas.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Wait a minute. Yeah, people are saying that the NIV has an owl?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The
What?
NIV is an owl, and then in the King James version, it calls it, we'll make it a possession for the bittern. And I looked up the bittern, and it's a
What's a
large
bittern?
marsh bird of the heron family.
What?
So
these
it's
are like totally different types of animals.
Right.
I think we're going to have to, in the bonus episode, like look up the actual, like what's the
Wait.
Hebrew translation, like what's the commentary
Yeah.
to see what the
My
situation
mom just
is.
said, and I quote, "Porkies have been in AZ for 25,000 years."
Okay, Sherry. So
Porkies. I love calling
Porkies.
porcupines porkies. That's
now,
really good.
if we didn't have a whole room full of people whose time we're wasting right now, I would 100% want to open up one of these slots on Get Vocal to be like, Sherry, come on down and tell us about your knowledge about the last 25,000 year of history of porkies,
porkies.
in Arizona.
Porkies.
But that's not the show that we're
Porks.
running tonight. So I think we gotta. I think we gotta save this for the bonus. We'll look
Okay.
up what the hell is going
Look
on
up
with this like
Dem
animal
porkies.
translation.
No.
My theory is that I'll bet you the Hebrew word just translates to like marsh animal, like, swamp creature, or whatever. And so all these translators are like, "What could that be? I don't know. An owl, a porcupine? I don't know."
Or maybe it
Oh
was
my
like
God.
a word that was kind of like smudged, and so everyone just kind of guessed at what it was. And so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
there
that's
you go. They're
good.
like,
That's
I'm going to
good.
call this a bird. Whatever.
they're like, what's an animal that's like kind of funny but also embarrassing if it takes over your kingdom?
What's the?
A porky.
Oh, that's a good poll. What's the most embarrassing animal to take over your kingdom?
That's good.
At least porkies have spikies.
They do have spikies. That's
scary.
true, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. They can defend
Oh my
themselves.
goodness. Okay.
Okay,
Boy.
I'll finish this. Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, "Surely, as I have thought, so shall it happen, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand." It's a lot of S words. that I will break the Assyrian in my land and on my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. Who is he talking about?
Just they're going to be freed and it's going to be great. No more yokes.
Yeah, I would assume we're talking not about the Babylonians
No
now,
more
but
egg
about
yolks.
but about Jacob and sons.
Oh. 'Cause
About
they're a favorite.
about the Israelites.
This is the purpose that is purposed on the whole earth.
Isaiah's losing it.
That makes two of us. And this is the hand that is stretched out on all the nations. For Yahweh of hosts has purposed, and who shall annul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? In the year that King Ahaz died was this burden.
Sorry, so in the message here, it was that thing about the hand being outstretched and that no one could like annul it or whatever you said. In the message, it's who could ever cancel such plans? And
Who's going to cancel Yahweh?
They're canceled,
None of
okay?
us.
Yeah, we're not going to cancel Yahweh.
People have been trying for years, and he's just uncancelable.
get this. So Eugene liked that line so much that he actually titled this whole section with the heading of "Who could ever cancel such plans?"
It's good.
So that was his favorite line
good.
of this section here.
I love
Look at Eugene.
Yeah.
Don't rejoice, O Philistia. I guess
That's where the Philistines.
Philistia?
Where the Philistines are from.
The Philistines, yeah.
Something like that. All of you, because the rod that struck you is broken, for out of the serpent's root shall come forth an adder, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent.
Wow.
Isaiah.
Okay.
What?
Oh, Isaiah.
Okay, he's definitely on something.
Did I read this correctly? That it's like a serpent's going to give birth to another serpent, and that serpent's going to give birth to a flying serpent? Is that
flaming
what
flying serpent?
flaming
It says,
flying
out
serpent.
of the serpent's root shall come forth an adder.
Clearly, root means cloaca. Come on now.
Wow.
So out of the
Okay.
serpent's
You just
cloaca.
said cloaca.
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and then an adder. Okay, yeah, so an adder is out of the cloaca, and then his fruit, which means like cloaca squared,
Baby. Yeah.
is a fiery flaming serpent.
Oh, not
Cool.
flying, just fiery and flaming.
Fiery flying.
Fiery flying. Okay.
Flying. He's
Okay,
flying.
so it is flying and
How do
fiery.
serpents fly?
I God, talk about freaking Pokemon. Actually, in Singapore, there's a flying snake
Oh.
that
Okay.
I literally found
Where?
out.
Wait. Like, this is a real thing?
Yes, this is a real thing. Where
Nope.
Yeah, so I in Singapore I used to live very close to the Botanic Garden, so I'd go there for walks all the time. And one time I was on a walk and I'm like, oh, it's so lovely, so beautiful. And they have these little signs up that explain like the flora and fauna, and they're like, yeah, there's flying snakes in this forest, so look out for that. And yeah, literally what they do is they climb up to the top of a tree, they leap out of the tree, and they can like flatten themselves out to actually like glide on the air to another tree like a sugar glider, but like a snake sugar glider. And literally every time after that, I was just like, oh my God, there's flying snakes. I'm not safe.
Do you see
I'm in
both of our
danger.
faces?
Nowhere
Do you
is
see that?
safe.
No.
one is safe.
Yes. In Singapore.
Are they poisonous?
I don't know. You can look up YouTube videos though of these flying snakes. It's absolutely wild.
Okay, we're looking one up. I feel like this needs to be a bonus of the bonus
maybe
episode.
we'll.
And you can just imagine that if that thing was on fire, even worse.
Gosh,
I don't want to
okay.
imagine it. Okay. We're almost done. The firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down in safety, and I will kill your root with famine. Yikes. And
Yeah,
your
yeah.
remnant shall be killed.
Yep.
So your grandchild shall be killed or something?
Your son,
Yeah,
son,
anything
you
that
mean?
comes out of your cloaca, really.
Son. Yeah,
Your
your
son,
cloaca will be killed. Howl gate, cry city, you are melted away. Philistia, all of you, for there comes a smoke out of the north, and there is no straggler in his ranks. When then shall one answer the messengers of the nation? That Yahweh has found Zion, and in her shall the afflicted of his people take refuge. That's it.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That was every single time. Every episode of Isaiah, I think that we've peaked, and then it just keeps on going. He just keeps on increasing his dosage every single time and just breaking through. And
Maybe we're just like on the ride with him.
We definitely are.
Yeah. What do you think? What is he on? What is he on? Because this is like a ridic drug.
I wonder what the
Just some
psychoactive
high,
of choice in the
high
day would have
doses
been.
of LSD.
Some hashish,
assuming.
perhaps.
Yeah,
Maybe?
perhaps some kind of opium, maybe like an opiate of some type.
I don't know if like opium poppies were in that region back then, but I guess I'm not really up on my psychoactive
I'm really
agricultural
not.
history.
He licked a psychedelic frog. There you
Could
go.
have been a
Yes,
frog.
Daniel.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Yeah.
Could have just been very traditional shaman stuff of just I'm going to go into the desert and not eat or drink or sleep for 3 days and just do it that way.
Yikes.
You know, there's that.
Yeah, well, something intense happened here. It was a lot.
Maybe that's something we could look up in the bonus. I feel like we have a lot of things to look up for this bonus, so we might not get to all of them, but we've got lots of options, so that's good.
Was how effed up was Isaiah while writing and on his prophecies? Because that's the thing. I feel like other people who were prophesying were not as wacky as he is.
Yeah, I think so far our prophecies have been pretty black and white, been like, you're going to die, or you're not going to die, or you're going to be king, or you're not going to be king anymore. And this is very specific and colorful and lots of animals and very, very trippy imagery.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Elisha's relatively boring prophecy of like, you're going to die in 10 days. Just kidding, you're not. Actually, take this fig Newton. No, that was Isaiah too, wasn't it?
Did fig Newtons happen in Isaiah? Yeah, it was? Okay.
Well, that happened in Kings, but it was Isaiah that did it, I think.
Yeah.
Am I remembering this right?
I don't know.
Am I on some
I'll-
hallucinogens?
Not that I know of, but
I think that was in Second Kings, but that was when we cast Isaiah as Lin-Manuel Miranda when he gave the fig Newtons to the king.
Yes. Yeah. That was when he was just getting started. We had no idea what was to come.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Lin-Manuel is doing all of this.
Exactly.
Wow. He's got a big task ahead of him.
He
It's a big
really
role.
does.
Possibly
Yeah,
the
it
biggest
is.
role that we've given so far.
Besides The Rock.
Well, yeah. Besides The Rock.
Yeah. Or Moses.
That is going to be the big question of who gets second billing after The Rock.
It's whomever the biggest star is.
It's probably whoever plays Jesus eventually.
Yeah, you're right.
But they're going to be in like the second. They're going to be in like part 2 or 3.
Yeah, I worry that by the time we get there, we're going to be at the dregs of our casting, and it's going to be kind of hard to
Jeez.
figure out.
Should we cast Jesus now?
No,
Whoa.
no.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Got to trust the process, Emily.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Fine. By then, like, some new hot thing is going to come along.
Exactly.
Who knows?
There's going to be like another Hemsworth that's going to be born and aged to adulthood by the time we get there.
I don't
so.
know about that, but we'll see. Yeah.
Oh boy! Wow.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're gonna bring this home now. So, yeah, if you all want to toast on this show, which we haven't done in a minute, but we would love to, sign up to become one of our parishioners at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. And if you all would like to come and view this beautiful process of doing a live show, then please come to drunkbiblestudy.com/live and join us. There's been a lot of people lately. It's been awesome. So thank you for joining us for Drunk Bible Study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jason Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album, Home of the. I got this. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.